Gentlemen, what if I told you that the olive oil sitting in your kitchen right now could become one of the most powerful natural tools for restoring blood flow and erections, but only if you add one missing ingredient that most men over 50 completely overlook? I'm talking about something so simple, so ordinary that when I first tell my patients about it, they almost laugh. But here's what stops them cold. The science is undeniable, and some men start feeling a difference in their circulation in as little as 24 to 48 hours. I'm Dr. Rachael Ross, a board-certified urologist with over a decade of experience helping men reclaim their vitality, their confidence, and their strength. And today, I'm going to reveal exactly why olive oil alone is not enough to restore the blood flow you need for firm, reliable erections, and the one simple addition that turns it into a circulation powerhouse. Before we go any further, if you're serious about taking control of your health naturally, type ready in the comments below. Now let's talk about what's really happening inside your body. Let me ask you something that most men are afraid to say out loud. When was the last time you woke up and felt truly powerful as a man? I'm talking about that undeniable morning signal that used to arrive without effort, without thought, without question. The signal that made you feel confident, capable, ready to take on the world. For too many men over 50, that signal has gone quiet. And it doesn't happen gradually. One day it's there, strong and reliable, and then one morning without warning, it simply isn't. You stand in front of the mirror wondering where your strength went. You avoid intimacy because you fear the outcome. You see the disappointment in your partner's eyes, and you pretend it doesn't hurt. Nights become quieter, distance grows, and slowly you start to feel smaller inside your own life, like you're fading from the role you once owned with pride. But here's what nobody tells you, and it's the truth that changes everything. The problem is not your age. The problem is not your testosterone levels, though they matter. The problem is not a lack of desire, because I know you still feel it. The real problem is circulation. Your blood flow has slowed. The highways inside your body have narrowed. The pathways to your most vital areas have become blocked. And here's the hardest part to accept. You've been doing everything right. You switch to olive oil. You eat salads. You follow the Mediterranean diet your doctor recommended. You walk, you try, and still nothing changes. That's because olive oil alone, no matter how healthy, cannot unlock the one thing your body desperately needs to restore erections: nitric oxide. And without that signal, your arteries stay tight, your blood flow stays weak, and your confidence keeps slipping away. But what if I told you the solution was never complicated? What if unlocking that blood flow required just one simple addition? Before I reveal what that missing ingredient is, you need to understand something fundamental that most men never learn. An erection is not controlled by willpower. It's not about how much you want it or how hard you try. An erection is a vascular event, a hydraulic process that depends entirely on blood flow. The penis is not a muscle you can flex. It's a chamber of delicate tissue and tiny arteries that must fill with blood under pressure to achieve firmness. And here's what makes this so critical. The arteries in your penis are the smallest in your entire body. They're even smaller than the ones feeding your heart. That means when blood flow starts to decline, the penis is the first place you notice it. A study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine found that just a 5% reduction in arterial blood flow can cause up to a 50% loss in erectile firmness. Think about that. A small change in circulation creates a massive change in function. Now, you've probably been told to eat healthy fats, use olive oil, follow a heart-healthy diet, and that's good advice. Olive oil is packed with monounsaturated fats and polyphenol that support vascular health. It reduces inflammation. It protects your arterial walls from damage. It's a cornerstone of longevity. But here's the problem. Olive oil alone cannot trigger vasodilation, the process where your blood vessels relax and open wide to let blood surge through. For that to happen, your body needs nitric oxide, the master molecule that signals your arterial walls to release tension and allow blood to flow freely. And olive oil, no matter how pure or expensive, does not stimulate nitric oxide production on its own. It's like having fuel in your tank, but no spark to ignite the engine. You have the support, but you're missing the activation. So the question becomes, what flips that switch? What sends the signal that tells your arteries to open, your blood to surge, and your body to respond the way it did years ago? Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal is backed by science, proven in clinical practice, and simpler than you ever imagined. The answer is vinegar. And I know what you're thinking. Vinegar, that's it. Something so ordinary, so inexpensive, sitting in almost every kitchen in the world. Yes, and here's why it works. Inside vinegar is a compound called acetic acid. When acetic acid enters your bloodstream, it triggers a cascade of reactions that directly affect your ability to achieve and maintain erections. The first and most important is this. Acetic acid signals the endothelium, the inner lining of your arteries, to produce and release nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the key that unlocks everything. It relaxes the smooth muscle tissue in your arterial walls, allowing them to expand. When those vessels open, blood rushes in with force, filling the erectile chambers of your penis and creating the firmness you need. It's the exact same pathway that medications like Vinegar work on, except this is happening naturally from the inside out without side effects or dependency. But vinegar doesn't stop there. It delivers multiple benefits that all work together to restore your vascular health. It lowers blood sugar spikes after meals, protecting the delicate tissues inside your arteries from the damage that stiffens them over time. It reduces systemic inflammation, which is one of the silent killers of circulation. It helps your body burn visceral belly fat, the dangerous fat around your organs that actively suppresses testosterone production. And it restores balance to your gut microbiome, which controls inflammation throughout your entire system. When inflammation drops, blood vessels relax. When vessels relax, circulation improves. And when circulation improves, men start to feel alive again. They tell me their hands and feet feel warmer, their energy lifts, their mind clears, and then one morning, without forcing it, without even expecting it, the signal returns. But here's where it gets even more powerful. Vinegar alone is strong, but when you combine vinegar with olive oil, something extraordinary happens. The two ingredients create a synergy that neither can achieve on its own. Think of it this way. Vinegar is the activation switch. It sends the signal to your arteries to release nitric oxide and open wide. Olive oil is the fuel and the protector. It carries healthy fats that improve the absorption of acetic acid. It delivers antioxidants that protect the nitric oxide already being released from breaking down too quickly. And it stabilizes the entire system, keeping your endothelium healthy and responsive. Together, they turn a quiet spark into a surge of circulation strong enough to awaken a system that's been dormant for far too long. It's like turning two keys in the same lock. Alone, nothing moves. Together, the door swings open. I've watched this transformation happen in my practice more times than I can count. Men who thought their body had given up on them suddenly feel warmth returning, confidence rebuilding, and the part of themselves they thought was gone forever coming back to life. So now you might be asking, how does this actually work at the cellular level? What's happening inside your body when these two ingredients meet? Let me walk you through the biology, because when you understand how this works, you'll realize just how powerful it is. When you drink vinegar mixed in water before a meal, acetic acid enters your digestive system and quickly absorbs into your bloodstream. From there, it travels to the endothelium, the thin layer of cells that line every artery and blood vessel in your body. The endothelium is like the control center for circulation. When it's healthy, it produces nitric oxide through an enzyme called endothelial nitric oxide synthase, or eNOS. Acetic acid activates this enzyme, triggering a flood of nitric oxide molecules. Those nitric oxide molecules diffuse into the smooth muscle cells that surround your arterial walls. When they bind to those cells, they cause the muscle to relax, a process called vasodilation. The arteries widen, blood pressure inside those vessels drops slightly, and suddenly blood that was moving slowly now rushes forward with force. In the penis, this is critical. The erectile tissue is made up of two spongy chambers called the corpora. When nitric oxide signals those chambers to relax and the arteries feeding them to open, blood surges in and fills every available space. At the same time, the veins that normally drain blood away get compressed, trapping the blood inside. That's what creates firmness. That's what creates an erection. Now here's where olive oil amplifies everything. The healthy monounsaturated fats in olive oil improve the absorption and utilization of acetic acid. The polyphenol, powerful antioxidants found in extra virgin olive oil, protect nitric oxide from being destroyed by free radicals before it can do its job. And the anti-inflammatory compounds in olive oil keep the endothelium soft, flexible, and responsive. Think of vinegar as the spark plug that ignites the process. Olive oil is the high-quality fuel that keeps the engine running smoothly and protects it from damage. Together, they create a natural, sustainable pathway to restored circulation. And the benefits don't stop with erections. Better blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients delivered to your brain, improving mental clarity, more circulation to your muscles, boosting physical stamina, better function in your heart, reducing cardiovascular risk. It's a full body transformation that starts with one simple combination. All right, enough science. Let's get to what you really want to know. How do you actually use this? What's the exact method? Here's the truth that most men never hear. This protocol works, but only if you do it correctly. I've seen men try it once or twice, give up and walk away, convinced it doesn't work. The problem wasn't the method. The problem was they didn't follow it with consistency and precision. So let me give you the exact protocol I give my patients step by step. Step 1, the pre-meal vinegar water ritual. 10 to 15 minutes before your two largest meals of the day, typically lunch and dinner, take a tall glass of water, about 8 to 12 ounces. Add 1 to 2 teaspoons of vinegar. The best types are apple cider vinegar with the mother or red wine vinegar. Both are rich in acetic acid and beneficial compounds. Sip this slowly over 5 to 10 minutes. Don't chug it. Let your body absorb it gradually. Why does this timing matter? Because it activates before your food arrives. When you eat, especially carbohydrates, your blood sugar spikes. Those spikes create inflammation that damages the endothelium, the very tissue you're trying to heal. By drinking vinegar before the meal, you blunt that spike. You give your arterial walls a chance to relax instead of tightening. You prevent the assault that silently destroys circulation in millions of men every single day. This one habit alone can change how your body responds for the next several hours. Step 2, the daily combination salad. At least once per day, ideally with dinner, build a salad that brings vinegar and olive oil together in the same meal. Here's what to include. Start with 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Make sure it's cold pressed and high quality. The cheap refined stuff doesn't carry the same polyphenol or antioxidants. Add 1 to 2 TSP of vinegar. Apple cider or red wine vinegar work perfectly. For your base, use leafy greens like spinach, arugula, or mixed greens. Then add real whole foods, tomatoes, cucumbers, red onions, bell peppers, avocado. These aren't just filler. They carry additional nutrients that support nitric oxide production and vascular health. Whisk the olive oil and vinegar together with a pinch of sea salt and some fresh herbs like basil or oregano. Pour it over your salad and eat it slowly, enjoying every bite. When these ingredients enter your bloodstream together, magic happens. Olive oil acts as the carrier, protecting and amplifying. Vinegar triggers and activates, and the surge in circulation begins. Step 3, what to expect, your timeline. Now, let me set realistic expectations because this is not a magic pill. It's a biological process that takes time. In the first week, you'll notice subtle changes that aren't sexual. You might wake up feeling lighter. Your mind might feel clearer. Your hands and feet may feel warmer. You might breathe easier or have more energy in the afternoon. These are signs that circulation is improving throughout your entire body. By weeks 2 to 4, many men start noticing the return of morning erections. They feel more natural arousal. Firmness during intimacy improves, confidence begins to rebuild. Your partner may notice the difference before you say a word. By 8 to 12 weeks of consistent daily practice, the improvements become significant and reliable. Your body has adapted, your vascular system has healed, and the strength you thought was gone has returned. But here's the key. This only works if you stay consistent. Daily practice, not occasional effort. Your body rewards discipline, not desperation. Now, before you rush to your kitchen, I need to give you some critical warnings. If you ignore these, you could hurt yourself in ways that are painful and permanent. Never, under any circumstances, apply vinegar directly to your penis. I know that sounds obvious, but I've treated men in my office who came in with severe burns, blistering, and tissue damage because they thought rubbing vinegar on their skin would speed up results. It doesn't. It destroys. The tissue of the penis is incredibly delicate, more sensitive than the inside of your mouth. The acid in vinegar can cause chemical burns, inflammation, scarring, and long-term nerve damage. I've seen men in unbearable pain, filled with regret because they acted out of desperation instead of understanding. This solution works internally through your bloodstream. It rebuilds your circulation from the inside out. There are no shortcuts. There is no topical version. Do not try it. Now let's talk about who should be cautious with this protocol. If you're taking blood thinners like warfarin or aspirin, talk to your doctor before starting. Vinegar has mild blood thinning properties, and the combination could increase your risk of bleeding. If you're on diabetes medication, monitor your blood sugar closely. Vinegar lowers blood sugar, and combining it with medication could cause it to drop too low. If you have GERD, acid reflux, or stomach ulcers, start with a very small amount of vinegar and see how your body responds. For some men, it can cause irritation. And if you have serious cardiovascular disease or kidney problems, consult your physician first. Common mistakes to avoid: don't use more than 2 teaspoons of vinegar at a time. More is not better. It just upsets your stomach. Don't drink it straight without water. Always dilute it. Don't expect results overnight. Give your body at least 4 weeks of consistent use before you judge whether it's working, and don't use cheap, low-quality olive oil. The refined versions have been stripped of the compounds that make this work. Now, let me give you a realistic timeline for what to expect. This is a natural, science-based approach that works with your body's biology. It's not a pharmaceutical intervention. It's not a quick fix. It's a rebuilding process. Here's what happens week by week. Days 1 to 7, your digestive system adjusts to the vinegar. Energy levels start to stabilize. Sleep quality may improve slightly. Inflammation begins decreasing at the cellular level. Weeks 2 to 3, blood pressure may ease. Circulation improves to your extremities. Mental fog lifts. Physical stamina increases during the day. Weeks 4 to 6. This is where most men start seeing the first signs of erectile improvement. Morning erections may return, sometimes suddenly. Arousal feels more natural. Confidence begins to rebuild. Weeks 8 to 12. Significant, reliable improvements. Firmness during intimacy, sustained directions. An overall sense of vitality that you haven't felt in years. Now, individual results vary. Some men respond in 2 weeks, others need 6 to 8 weeks. It depends on your age, your current vascular health, how consistent you are, and your overall lifestyle. To maximize your results, combine this protocol with other supportive habits. Walk for 30 minutes daily to boost circulation. Stay well hydrated with at least 8 glasses of water. Get 7 to 10 hours of sleep every night because that's when testosterone is produced. Reduce alcohol and processed foods that damage your arteries. And consider adding pelvic floor exercises, which strengthen the muscles that trap blood in the penis during erections. If you follow this protocol consistently for 12 weeks and see no improvement at all, that's a sign you need to see a urologist for a full evaluation. Sudden severe erectile dysfunction can be a warning sign of cardiovascular disease or other serious conditions that need medical attention. But for most men, this simple combination is all they need to turn things around. Now, let me share something with you. One of my patients, a 67-year-old man, walked into my office after years of frustration. He tried pills, supplements, expensive treatments, everything. Nothing worked. We started this exact protocol. For weeks later, he came back with tears in his eyes and said, "I woke up this morning and felt alive again for the first time in years. I didn't think this part of me still existed." That's the power of restoring blood flow naturally, and that's what's possible for you. Your body is not finished. Decline is not inevitable. You have more control than you realize. This is not just about physical function. It's about your confidence, your identity as a man, your intimate connection with your partner, your sense of vitality and purpose. You can close this video right now and go back to hoping things change on their own, or you can take one small action today that starts the process of rebuilding what you thought was lost. Tonight, do this. Go to your kitchen, get your apple cider vinegar and your extra virgin olive oil. Before dinner, mix 1 to 2 teaspoons of vinegar in a glass of water and drink it slowly. With dinner, make a simple salad with 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a teaspoon of vinegar, and whatever fresh vegetables you have. Do it again tomorrow and the next day. Track how you feel in a notebook. Write down your energy level from 1 to 10. Note your sleep quality. Notice if morning signals return. Pay attention to your overall mood. If this information helped you, subscribe to this channel and share this video with a friend who needs to hear it. You might be giving another man his confidence back. You might be saving a marriage. This is Dr. Rachael Ross, and I will see you in the next.